Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. This is going to be completely different on this channel, and today I hope you are joining me to learn how to day trade. This is a skill that I have started the journey of trying to learn, and I'm going to start making YouTube videos about it. Completely different for my channel. I just clicked record. I'm going to be like unprepared in a way. I know what I want to do today, as you see by the title. We're going to do that. We're going to rock it out. But I'm just going to do these very naturally, almost like a live trading day, and back testing and talking through my thoughts, trying to learn, and hopefully you are in the same stages of learning as I am. My name is AK Zova. If you clicked on the video, I appreciate you watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want. We are trying to grow the channel as well. But I want to just be there for the people that are trying to grow as well. So this is going to start off being right where I start off. I am not a day trader. I am learning. I have only seriously watched the TJR Bootcamp, as have many people, and I'm continuing to try to find time to learn other pieces of information without straying away too much from a single strategy or just overloading myself with information. So today is going to be about finding weekly analysis, finding daily buy, or doing weekly analysis, finding daily bias, and doing a little bit of back testing on the New York Open this morning. I was trying to be awake before 9:30, and as you can see, it's 10:45 when I'm recording this in the bottom right, and so we're just gonna get a move on. Now I'm trying to figure out how people set up their trading schedules, and typically on like a Sunday, people would be good gosh, the ads are crazy. People would be doing their weekly analysis and trying to find their biases as they come into the Monday market. So Monday, I have it on the weekly. I also only trade I want to trade SPX and GPB or GU as pairs and as like an index, because this is at all-time highs, so I'm not really sure how you're supposed to trade that. But price action in Forex seems to be a little bit more understandable, a little bit more volatile, and a little bit more like I could understand and see what's coming. Like we could get more setups with the whole trading plan that you kind of get from TJR's Bootcamp. But anyways, let's just go ahead and start with the weekly analysis. I want to do these on Sundays as well to start off the week, but we're starting on Monday. We're going to do a quick weekly analysis. I have the week showed up on Forex Factory, so we can see all the news that is going to come out. And Friday is a crazy red news day. But more importantly, if you have excuse me, I just got a little something in my throat. Right here, FOMC meeting minutes on Wednesday. Now, from the TJR Bootcamp, FOMC is a news-related event that we do not trade. More hawkish than expected is good for currency. Scheduled 8 times per year, 3 weeks after the federal fund rate is announced. A detailed record of the FOMC's most recent meeting, providing in-depth insight to the economic and financial conditions that influence their vote on where to set interest rates. Okay, so that has a high chance to seriously affect the market, and we learned on the TJR Bootcamp trading plan day and TJR Bootcamp news data episode that CPI, PPI, FOMC, and non-farm profit news are the ones that we want to avoid. So the trading plan that we're looking to begin to learn and understand is to eventually begin risking 1% of a $100 account and start growing something myself. We do a 1 to 2 trades a day, calculating lot size, trading at New York Open, and not trading on any of these big news impact days. Typically, I want to be trading. I have it all written down. That's what I'm reading from. I have it in a journal. What are you trading? S&P 500. We want to do Forex, especially GPU and maybe even USD JPY. How are we going to enter our trades? The format that he taught in the boot camp is doing your daily bias, looking for a liquidity sweep, then breakup structure, throwing an equilibrium or a fair value gap as well. So gonna retouch on those things as we come into learning them and finding them on these charts. And so overall, as a full statement of my trading plan, I would say I'll be trading 1% of my account balance per trade by only taking 1 to 2 trades a day. If 2, risk will be reduced. I will trade the GBP / USD Forex pair during New York session open. I will not trade on any big news days and avoid CPI, PPI, FOMC, and NFP. I'll enter a trade once I have a daily bias, liquidity sweep, Baker structure in that direction of bias, and also use order block or equilibrium retracement tools for support. So that's what we're going for. You could BOE. So typically one red news folder is not bad. These are the high impact news. This one's orange with 2 here. Tentative is kind of, I do not like the sound of tentative when it comes to news, because then you hopefully could know when it comes out, because that's also important for what it's going to affect on the charts. Okay, so kind of just this guy talking and controlling short-term interest rates for GBP. No, I mean, me personally, not sure how these are going to affect the market, but we watch out for these at the time that they're coming out, and then we'd want to avoid Wednesday. So we could technically trade today and tomorrow, especially because this is a late afternoon news. I don't trade JPY, or I'm not really looking to do that much. I want to be on GPU or GBP USD. And then unemployment claims. This would be a rough day with tentative 2 red folders. Unemployment could be good though, depending on the forecast of the news and how it comes out. You can see right here, actual less than forecast is good for currency. So these show that in 2025 September. Just kidding. I don't know why I said 2015. I just woke up and I'm behind, so I'm grinding. I'm trying to get up on this. So less than forecast, and the green was good for currency. This was more, it was bad for currency earlier in September, and kind of neutral in August. So maybe it'll be less once again, and because it seems to be going down in this trend. So that could be a good thing for USD, which would make the GU pair fall. You have to remember that when it comes to these pairs, whichever one's in the front, so GU, like the slash, the British pound, if the British pound goes up, it's going up. If the US dollar is going up, then this pair would be going down because it's the pound against the dollar. And so if that news is good for the USD, then you could come in here and it would make this go up against the Japanese yen, I believe. I don't know how I got it to pop up like I did before, but it's all right. So now that we've seen the news, I would say, like, be careful on Monday, be careful on Tuesday. Like any red news day you want to be careful of. Not trading on Wednesday. De-risk on Thursday, or not even trade at all. Like this is a crazy week. So hella news on Friday as well, that you'd want to be careful of, coming out right at 10 a.m. on these ones. Oh no, non-farm employment change. That's not NFP, but it's close. So these are like not even trading days, honestly. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Wouldn't even want to trade those based on what I've seen before. Now what we're going to do is we're going to hit the weekly bias. So we're on the weekly time frame. We're on GU. We are pretty much just chopping it up. This is consolidating, but there is a high and a lower high, lower low right there, sorta. That's like really close. Might not even count. Overall, it's like looking like this area. So it's a consolidation area. Not much going on. I hear people talking about the fourth quarter going in October. September's a rough trading month because these are weeks. This is August and September is all of this, but typically this is what 2-3 months looks like. So yeah, that's pretty brutal. Consolidating on the weekly. Could be a retracement. Coming down with this high and then this lower high. That could be a higher high on the bottom. So that would be questionable to what the bias actually is. We have higher lows right here as well. So it's just consolidating. Which I believe is how people kind of like do. Oh wow, nice. So what I'm seeing is like, it's like this. So it's a consolidation right now. Not familiar with that, what to say about that, but we don't have a bias. Truly have a bias there. Daily, this was all bullish, still consolidating. I would call this bearish. Even for this consolidation, I would call it bearish, but it's just in a weird spot right now. Like this segment of June, basically July. Yeah, 4 months. If we went 4 months right here from June, May, April, these 4 months, look at this price action. Higher low. All these higher highs. So this is pretty shitty looking compared to what GU has seen. But if we were looking for a bias, I would say it's bearish. Honestly, from these higher lows. I mean, it's just consolidating though, so it would just have to be careful, and you'd have to just look for, maybe we can get a little bit more out of the 4 hour. Just filled this equilibrium literally to a T, or this imbalance. Is that like a daily retrace? Daily liquidity sweep? Or weekly? I saw that on the weekly too, right here. So that's actually lower. Excuse me? Not quite. But they pulled a liquidity sweep, shot back up right in the beginning of August. And now we're, just consolidating. It's not looking good from my personal unexperienced opinion. 4 hour, it's still kind of bearish, I would say, if you were looking for a trade. But then look at this 4 hour price action. And we could even I like using this one. Let's go a little bit lower. Could use this to see the sessions. Just easier instead of trying to find them yourself. So there's the London session. It's the New York session. New York session just started. So, I don't know. Doesn't really help that much. Get rid of it. Alright. So the 1 hour is flying upward. Looks like it's refilling this. Fair value gap right there got rejected for bullish. See, that's the type of shit that's problematic. This bullish or bearish fair value gap, once it got tapped right there, right here it got tapped, dropped only a little bit more just to go back up. Probably equilibrium right here. Yeah, so they hit this fair value gap, rejected the bearish fair value gap, and then stayed at equilibrium to buy a little bit higher. It's tough, but now there is an imbalance, probably on the 4 hour off this. So it retraced at this high. Started to retrace right there at this high. It's not much of an imbalance as much as it is equilibrium. So if you played off this equilibrium from this move up, you got this order block. Small fair value gap right there. Doesn't really count. But if this got a little bit, like, this is just probably sweeping again. Since it's so bullish, it's probably going to go here, here. New York Open already started, so we could dive into New York Open right quick. On the 15-minute. Right about here. Yeah, this is what New York Open has looked like. So pretty much I need to get the fucking premium of this so I can see what's going on, like, in this section. See if there was this fair value gap. But there is a fair value gap. No, not quite. Now there's one there. Sorta. This wick kind of invalidates it. Yeah, I mean, there's no building blocks to set up off of this move. Unless I'm looking too low. We'd need like a 4-hour or a 1-hour move, which is why this 4-hour equilibrium is something that I would want to look at. Because as soon as you see it come like kind of close to equilibrium, it starts heading back up. It comes back down, starts heading back up. They're getting people to buy in this area cheaper. But it's not quite working. Oh man. Excuse me. I'm super tired. I mean, shit, if you're a scalper, just fucking buy right now. 1 hour fair value gap right there. For the forward. This candle's kind of problematic. We could look at the trading sessions again and see if it hits one of these London highs, which I guess you could say this is the London high. Right at the start of New York Open. Well, that was higher at the beginning. And London session is still started, so I might take out these London highs previously, or these highs as well. This might just keep going. Hit these highs, might reverse off that. Why is there lines across? Oh, that's my equilibrium. Yeah. Not a great first day to come back onto the charts. Especially when I don't know much. But we are trying. Not many building blocks going on. There's this fair value gap. It did not help bearish. I mean, we barely even have a bias. This is a liquidity sweep. Shooting all the way down. This is an entire order block. That all just got tapped a little bit. It's a weird day of consolidation. Couldn't even have made a trade off of our building blocks unless there's like something in the 1 minute. But like, look at this. It's just going straight up. I mean, there's like not much. Well, on the 5 minute, there would have been this fair value. No, it's not even a good fair value gap. Because it's a bearish fair value gap that just gets filled, drops back down, people buy at the premium. and then it's now shooting back up. Maybe they're feeling this imbalance. That looks like a 15-minute fair value gap, but that's too long. Yeah, it's counting that candle and this candle. Tough fucking cookie, man. I mean, this is why we're trying to learn. Just get back on these charts for the day, and show y'all that this is what I'm trying to do. I didn't mean to make it this long, but it is what it is. And I could use the advice, I could use the help, I could use the tips. And honestly, not looking like a good trading week in general, with the weekly consolidating like this. We'd need like maybe even a weekly break of structure. The monthly is bearish, kinda. Higher highs, dropping, and now coming back up maybe. But it's all just like weirdly consolidating. So we'd need like a weekly or a daily break of structure. If there was like a fair value gap in here somewhere. And I need to be continuing to learn on the outside of these. Because I don't think just watching these is going to help, besides understanding how these markets move. And I want to learn about the sessions more and how they affect the next session and all these lovely things. So nothing crazy, man. Wouldn't have been able to take a trade unless you're just peeping. I mean, there's a 15-minute and a 30-minute fair value gap right here that probably will come back in and go back up. I mean, this is an order block. Kind of all this through the fair value gap. You could either call it here or there. I mean, yeah, man, I'm at that stage. I don't really know what to do with the things, so I got to keep learning, keep watching, and continuing to try and better myself. So I'm just going to call it there for this day. Let's actually throw out some predictors, and then we'll come back tomorrow and see what happens on the Forex. So let's do... Where the fuck? Here we go. So there's this 30-minute fair value gap right here, which is also part of this 1 hour fair value gap. Call it a 1 hour. It's probably not a 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hour hasn't been made yet. So it's a 1 hour fair value gap. The move that caused this move up would be this order block on the 1 hour. Maybe there's even some equilibrium we can look into. If this closes as a retracement, then we could pull equilibrium, and then we'd be setting up for a good trade. But without a bias, who the fuck knows where this thing's gonna go? I mean, it's bearish. It has to be bearish, which is the scary part. If these candles close bearish and confirm the bearish move as a retracement into these, pop equilibrium on that, do it anyway. From this low to this high, it would be right in the middle of both. That would look like a good trade to me, from what I've tried to learn. So with 1 hour equilibrium, let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what you trade. Let me know what your trading plan is. If you're learning, we could try and learn together. If you have tips or know something more than I do, let's take it all with a grain of salt. I'm not saying I'm a professional. I'm not trying to provide advice. I'm just trying to paper trade, learn, and hopefully in a few years I will be successful at this. It is very difficult, but I will continue to learn until I win, and I'm not going to give up. So I appreciate you guys for watching, depending on how long you stayed, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.